This setup is a complete set of 1000 TPD rock gold gravity separation and CIL processing plant, which is combined with gravity separation machines and CIL plant. We design it according to the customer's gold ore conditions and requirements. This equipment is suitable for processing most types of rock gold, especially high-grade rock gold containing free gold. The equipment offers a gold recovery rate of up to 90 to 95%, full plant including raw ore feeding and crushing screening system, two-stage ball mill grinding system, gravity separation system, leaching pretreatment, pre-leaching, leaching and activated carbon adsorption processing, gold-loaded carbon desorption and electrolytic equipment, tailing dewatering system, gold smelting furnace for making gold bar. 1. Raw ore feeding and crushing screening plant system. The raw gold stone is fed into a big hopper via a dump truck. There is a heavy-duty grizzly vibration feeder under the hopper, which can feed the material into the jaw crusher evenly. The hopper can be made at the mine site by the clients themselves according to the real situation. The primary jaw crusher crushes big rocks into medium-sized rocks. The output from the primary jaw crusher is transported to the second-stage cone crusher by belt conveyor. The second-stage cone crusher crushes rock to mostly below 40 millimeters. The output from this cone crusher is transported to the vibrating screen by belt conveyor. The vibration screen has two layers, 20 millimeters and 40 millimeters mesh sizes. Material larger than 20 millimeters will go to the third-stage cone crusher for crushing again to a smaller size. Output from the third-stage cone crusher will also go to the vibration screen for screening out 0 to 20 millimeter material. The 0 to 20 millimeter output goes to the next storage bin hopper via belt conveyor. There is an electromagnetic vibration feeder under the hopper as well. It's also for buffering and feeding the material evenly. Transport the fine-sized material to the ball mill by a conveyor, two-stage ball mill grinding system and gravity separation system. The ball mill is for grinding the 0 to 20 millimeter material into fine powder to release gold completely from the rock, to get the highest leaching ratio and the highest gold recovery ratio. The final output size from the grinding system needs 90% 200 mesh. If the customer could provide raw ore sample analysis of gold-embedded particle size, we can design accordingly. Usually, it needs two-stage ball mill grinding. The output from the first-stage ball mill will go to the spiral classifier for primary size classification. The coarse sand from the spiral classifier will go back to first ball mill for grinding again. The overflow material from the spiral classifier will be pumped to the gold centrifugal concentrator for the recovery of some free gold first. Concentrate ore from the centrifugal will go to the shaking table for final concentration of free gold. Tailings from centrifugal and shaking tables will go to a slurry tank together, then be pumped to a hydrocyclone for second-stage size classification. Underflow material from the cyclone will go to second-stage ball mill grinding again. Overflow material from the hydrocyclone is the final material that feeds to the CIL plant with 90% 200 mesh. 3. Pre-treatment before leaching. The small fine powder 200 mesh slurry coming from the hydrocyclone will go to a slurry tank and use slurry pumps to send the slurry into a thickener. Before the slurry is transported into the thickener, there is a safety screen to screen out some waste first. The under screen will go to the inside thickener directly. At the same time, the flocculant is required to be added to the thickener. The overflow water from the thickener goes to settling ponds, and then the water can be recycled after precipitation. The underflow from the thickener will flow into a mixing tank. Then use a slurry pump to pump the material into 3 primary leaching tanks. Related chemicals are needed to add accordingly here. The leaching in these 2 tanks will not be finished just for rough leaching. 4. Leaching and activated carbon adsorption gold processing. 7 pieces double impeller leaching and adsorption agitation tank with carbon and roots blower. Work for adsorption agitation tank. The tank quantity and size depend on the process capacity and can be revised accordingly. 5. Gold-loaded carbon desorption and electrolytic system. The gold-loaded carbon will be transported to a linear vibration screen to remove trash, and then the gold-loaded carbon will go to a normal temperature and normal pressure desorption electrolysis system, which will produce gold mud after electrolysis. Then dry the gold mud in a drying oven. Finally, use a gold smelting furnace for melting the gold bar. 6. Tailing water recycle system. The tailing from the adsorption agitation tanks will go to a liner vibrating screen for screening carbon first. The underscreen goes to the undertank, then pumps to the big cone thickener to make a suitable density before filtering. Then use a high-pressure slurry pump to feed the tailing slurry into the plate filter press machine for filtering and recycling the water, and tailing will be dried and transported away. If we do not need to recycle the water and make dry tailings, firstly, put some bleaching powder in the tailing slurry tank to treat the acidic chemicals so as to reduce the chemical influence on the environment, then tailings can be discharged far away by channel. The rock gold CIL plant can be customized, designed according to your raw ore conditions and requirements for the plant. This designed CIL plant is a standard configuration, which has the advantages of a high gold recovery ratio, high working efficiency, and high return on investment.